Well, 2016 is finally over, and while most people will look back at this year as one of the worst in recent memory, this has been an absolutely enormous year for virtual reality as an industry. There are almost too many huge hardware releases to count, from PlayStation VR being the absolutely smash hit that it was on release, to Oculus Touch, to Google Daydream, just to name a few. This year has absolutely been the year of VR, and with the amount of things that have happened in this year for this industry, it's really solidified its place in the future as a forerunner in some of the coolest future tech that is available. And what's all this hardware without games to play? This year has seen an exponential increase in not only the amount of games that are available, but the quality. Some of the games that I've been able to play this year have absolutely blown me away. And to see how far it's come in just 1 year, looking back at the beginning of this year to the end of this year, it's leaps and bounds, and it makes me really excited to see what 2017 has in store. With all of these different experiences available, I think a couple of these games have really stood out from the crowd, and I wanted to share with you guys what I believe to be the top 5 VR games of 2016. Now, in some of my other videos or my showcases, I kind of usually take into consideration things like price, things like replayability, things like depth of gameplay mechanics, and use of VR, and all of these different things. And I kind of want to push some of those things to the side and just explain to you guys the 5 games that really had the most lasting impact on me as someone who loves virtual reality. So without any further ado, here are my top 5 VR games of 2016.
Number 5, Oculus Medium.
After much deliberation, I've decided to award the number 5 spot to Oculus Medium, the amazing sculpting and 3D design tool included with every purchase of Oculus Touch controllers. While it's more of an art tool than a game, it earned this number 5 spot for a couple of reasons. First and foremost, it's a blast to use, and I constantly find myself losing track of hours inside of it when I only planned on initially jumping in for a couple of minutes. You're presented with a blank space just begging to be populated with whatever comes to mind, and once you start, it's impossible to stop. It's so much fun. But the truly incredible thing about Oculus Medium, and shout out to Tiltbrush for this as well, is that it allows someone like me, a guy who doesn't have an artistic bone in his body, to feel like a master of the craft. It's unbelievably intuitive to use, and it allows you to so fluidly bring the ideas and creations inside your head to life. Manipulating your sculpture, being able to swing it around and rotate it with the Oculus Touch controllers feels so natural, and being able to move in physical space to get a different perspective on your creation simply blew me away the first time I used it. This ease of use is why Oculus Medium is so great. Its simplicity is empowering, and it's the easiest and most fun way to bring your imagination to life. Number 4, accounting.
What are you doing here, Hey, no, don't touch these goggles! Those are my goggles!
At number 4, we have accounting, the acid-fueled adventure through the creative mind of Justin Roiland, the creator of the smash hit TV show Rick and Morty. Accounting is like Inception, but on LSD, and while it's somewhat of a short experience, I can safely say no game made me laugh harder in 2016. Roiland's unique and indescribable brand of humor comes together in a game that's unusual, confusing, and intensely energetic, a game that will have you grinning like a fool throughout its entire trip. While it may not have much gameplay, the power of VR as a medium shines through the insanity the entire time, and shows just what is possible when creating interactive VR experiences. Clocking in at around 30 minutes and available for the low price of absolutely free on Steam, there's really no excuse for not giving in to the madness and wit that accounting has to offer. If you're a fan of Rick and Morty, you've probably already played this, and for those of you who have no idea who Mr. Meeseeks is, then you're in for a wild ride. Number 3, Chronos. Coming in at number 3 and appearing as the only game on this list to use the gamepad exclusively is Chronos. Chronos is excellent, deep, mysterious, and beautiful, and as a huge fan of the Dark Souls series, Chronos really ticked all the boxes. Smooth and fun action-adventure combat, an incredible progression system, and a huge world to explore make Chronos the VR game I probably pumped the most time into through the course of this year. While it uses VR only to control the third-person view of your character, the beautiful environments and interesting camera angles still somehow make you feel present in the world, which is incredibly rare in games that use VR in this way. The bread and butter of Chronos is its progression system, a combination of character and weapon upgrades that cater towards different styles of play. Also, each time your player dies, your character grows older, which allows you to unlock new abilities and upgrades, which almost makes dying fun. Upon death, all enemies respawn, requiring the player to learn different attack patterns of enemies and to use their healing items responsibly. Having to replay through areas that you've killed may sound tedious, but it's really not, and it really solidifies the world of Chronos inside your head, like a map inside your brain. Chronos shows what conventional genres of games can do in VR, and it pushes the boundary on how games utilizing a gamepad should be done. Number 2, Job Simulator.
Hello, human. Welcome to the Job Simulator. My name is JobBot, and I'm the curator of this fine job museum.
At number 2, we have Job Simulator, the absolutely hilarious breakout hit from Alchemy Labs. In a world where the human workforce has been completely replaced by robots, Job Simulator sets out to teach people how to job. I know. On paper, it sounds like the most boring game of all time. Yet when you experience just how Job Simulator embraces its own absurdity, you immediately understand why it's one of the most clever and memorable VR games of the year. From gourmet chef to mechanic, each level is a hilarious caricature of a different job, complete with a slew of ridiculous tasks for the player to do. It's a game that proves immersion stems from interactivity rather than photorealism, and by simply allowing you to interact with nearly every object in sight, you immediately feel present in the colorful and cartoony world. Job Simulator then goes one step further by allowing interaction between these different objects in the world around you. It's this level of detail that makes each different job an absolute treat. This level of immersion and interactivity combined with the hysterically self-aware and tongue-in-cheek humor of this game make it delightful, and is the game I find myself showing most to newcomers to VR. If you haven't already picked up this gem, the hype is real, and you're missing out on a truly special game. Number 1, Superhot. Coming in at the number 1 spot, and my best game of 2016 is Superhot. The shooter, puzzle, matrix simulator, whatever you want to call it, is hands down the most satisfying VR experience I've played this year. It takes an already unconventional game mechanic, the idea that time only moves when the player moves, and integrates it into VR, which results in a game so unique that most explanations really don't do it justice. Superhot's mechanics are executed in VR flawlessly and will have you feeling like an absolute badass as you punch, shoot, and stab your way through these exciting levels. 1 second, you're frozen in place, sizing up your enemies and the tools at your disposal. The next, your hands are a blur as you execute your plan, all while crouching, ducking, and dodging your enemies' attacks in slow motion. This rhythm makes the masterful dance through each level a treat, and thanks to some seriously challenging levels, the feeling of success at the end is indescribable. Simply put, it's the game I go back to over and over again, and is one that I'm sure I will frequent far into 2017. Superhot truly is as close to a killer app as VR has ever seen thus far. The whole package is worthy of praise and emulation, and is heartily deserving of the title of my favorite VR game of 2016. All right, well there you go guys. That was my top 5 VR games for 2016. I know that I couldn't fit them all the cool and awesome experiences that I've played this year into a top 5 list. So if you think that I missed some, be sure to leave a comment below letting me know what your favorite games of 2016 were. Before I get out of here, also I wanted to say a quick thank you to all my subscribers and all the viewers of the VR Vault. The amount of growth on this channel this year has been so beyond expectations that it's really a testament to how awesome the VR community is and how passionate you all are about the different games and experiences that I so graciously get to review for you guys. So I just wanted to thank you from the bottom of my heart. Without you, I'd just be some crazy guy talking into this camera all day, but as long as you guys get it on the other end, that works for me. So if you enjoyed this video, be sure to leave a like. If you didn't, leave a dislike and let me know why. If you haven't already, I will put this subscribe button right there and some other cool stuff you can check out there. But yeah, enough of this rambling. 2017 awaits, and I can't wait to see you guys there. So take it easy, and I'll see you next time.